Hi everyone. It's so good to be back. I am so glad to be here with everyone. I'm so glad to be alive and be here, and be able to start recording videos again. I took a very long break, as you may know. I just kind of really wanted to focus on things in my life, my job, my career, different things of that nature before I kind of continued moving on with this. And I also kind of really wanted to find what makes me happy, and makeup is something that makes me happy. So I'm going to start to do my videos more regularly now, and I hope that you guys tune in. Today I think I'm going to be doing kind of like a sunset type of look on my eyes, so sit back and let's get this going. So you guys, as you can see, there is nothing on my face right now. I just took a shower because I came back from a workout. You can see I get really dry around like my mouth area here. My skin is still kind of red, I think, because I'm like still trying to cool down. But you could see this is my skin, nothing on it. I'm gonna go ahead and start with my toner, and then I am going to go ahead and put on my Vital Serum, and then I'll go ahead and put on a primer and kind of get into the makeup look. But all right, so next, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take my Pore Professional Primer. I'm going to go ahead and put that on, and then I'm going to move into my foundation. I have to find it. I have the Estee Lauder foundation. I'll be right back. Let me go and find it, and I can show you guys what the foundation is. Okay, so this is the foundation that I am putting on. Also, you guys, don't mind my nails. I haven't done them in like 3 weeks. But this is Lancome. It's the Tint Idol Ultra Wear, and I have it in color F10 Susie. I don't know if you can see that. One thing that I really like about this foundation, it has fantastic coverage, but it also has an SPF in there, so an SPF 15, which is really great because I don't have any type of moisturizer that has an SPF in it. So it's really nice to have it in my foundation, that way that it can go ahead and, protect this beautiful face from sun rays. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into that, and then I will be back. All right, everyone, so I decided to go in and do a voiceover. Right now, I'm just finishing up my foundation. Next, I am going to go into an eyeshadow primer. This is called Shadow Insurance by Too Faced. As you guys may know, I have oily eyelids, so I put on this to stop it from becoming oily throughout the day. It does a wonderful job in that. I always try to start with that when I'm doing an eye makeup look. That way my eyeshadow doesn't fade throughout the day. So next I'm going into the concealer. That is the color Chestnut, Too Faced Born This Way. I always put concealer on the top of my lids to really just create a lighter base for the eyeshadow to go on. In return, I think my shadows just look more pigmented. Alright, so now we're getting into the eye makeup look. I thought I was going to start with that orange, but I ended up choosing a red. I wanted to kind of do like a gradient effect from like a dark to light, so that's kind of why I ended up changing my mind for the orange. start blending that out. I always think red looks really nice on my skin. I think it just really pops on brown skin. I think it's just beautiful. For the next color, we're going to be going into Makeup Forever palette that I have. It's for Makeup Forever, you get to like make your own palette. So the one that I got was just a yellow and an orange. As you can see, it has fantastic pigment. Makeup Forever has really, really, really great eyeshadows. So it's a beautiful color. Right now, what I'm trying to do is blend it into the red as much as possible, because like I said earlier, I really kind of wanted to get a gradient effect. When you are doing your blending, ladies, just make sure that you take your time. I think, in my opinion, I think that's the way that you're going to really get the best results. Blending is not the easiest thing to do, but you always really just kind of want to take your time and make sure that it is where you want it to be. So right now I am taking the yellow out of that Makeup Forever palette and putting it on my lid. I rounded it out to almost kind of look like a sun, so it's really pretty. Like, again, as you can see, the pigment of that yellow on my eyes is just like, what? Wonderful. So now I am going into the Venus palette from Lime Crime. I'm going to take that dark red and add it. I wanted to bring a little bit more red to the eye look, as well as blend it in a little bit better with the orange up at the top. Lime Crime is another really great brand. I think their eyeshadows are fantastic. They also have really great liquid lipsticks. One thing that I love about them is that they have out of the box colors that you would never kind of think of, especially for lipstick. So check them out if you haven't. They're vegan and animal cruelty free. Next, we are going to go into concealer under the eyes, as well as to cover my mustache. With concealer, you all, I always like to use a wet beauty blender. To me, I think that gives really great coverage, and it also makes it a really nice, seamless effect across my skin. Next, I'm going to put the translucent powder on there. I like to mix my powders, so that is the Born This Way from Too Faced. I have medium and deep. I mix the two because I feel like sometimes the medium is a little bit too light for me, but the deep is kind of like the same color as my skin tone. So I mix the two just to kind of get the perfect combination for me. I was jamming out to some music while I was doing this, you guys. Now we're going to go into brows and let the powder bake for a little bit. again, that is the Precisely My Brow by, oh shoot, what is that by? You guys, I can't remember, I'm blanking right now. Oh gosh, I don't remember, but I'll put it in the description. We are creating hair-like strokes for the brow. I actually had just recently waxed my brows probably a couple weeks before this. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I don't like plucking my brows, so typically I feel like I just kind of let them be, or I use one of those brow razors. Those aren't bad, but the waxing was actually pretty good. I may go ahead and do that again. So on this brow, I actually kind of messed up. I don't know if you guys can see, but I brought some of the strokes down a little bit too much. So, and it didn't look very natural. So I'm gonna have to go in and fix that, I believe, with some concealer. I think that's what I'm looking for right now. Yep, so we're gonna take the concealer and that flat brush and then just clean that brow up. That way that it doesn't look all wonky. Concealer fixes everything, you guys. I'm telling you, if you mess up on anything, don't be afraid to either just wipe it off and start over again, or if it's just kind of like a little thing, go ahead and try and see if you can fix it with some concealer or a little bit of foundation. That'll help too. So I'm just wiping off that excess powder. I never like to bake for a super long amount of time just because my skin will dry out. So I just try to bake for a little bit, but not a very long time. Next, we're going into that bottom look. We're going to take that orange again and swipe it across the middle of the bottom wet line or lash line. Then I'm going to take that deep red again and just connect it to the red on the outer corner. And then lastly for this look, I'm going to be taking a gold from the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I don't remember the name of it, but it's a yellow gold. It paired really well with the yellow eyeshadow that's on my top lid. As you'll see in a second. Yeah, oh, you guys, look at that pigment. I absolutely love Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes because the pigment is really unbelievable. It does have a lot of fallout, but in my opinion, I don't really mind that as long as I'm getting the pigment that I want. As you can see, that I'm applying that dry, so I did not wet the brush at all, and you can see just how pigmented it is. Even just as a dry shadow, it would probably even be even more luminous if the brush was wet. So just kind of keep that in mind, you guys. Another brand that you can check out. There are so many really great brands out here. Next, I'm going into my Fenty contour stick. You guys, I don't contour very much, as you know. I probably do it ever so often. I just kind of did it with this because I thought it would be fun, make it a little bit more of an elevated look. I also just, sometimes I like to do the contour just to kind of freshen up my skills on it as well. Next, I'm taking my MAC blush. I will put the description of that, or the name of that, in the description. It's a really beautiful orange blush. One thing that I really love about it is that it has kind of like that luminous kind of like sparkle in there, so it gives a really great natural finish or natural shine to the face. Of course, you guys know I'm always gonna put the blush on my nose because I love me some blush. Next, we'll go into the Bobbi Brown highlight. I am going to go ahead and highlight the tops of my cheekbones, a little bit on my nose, as well as highlighting the brow bone too. I gotta say, the look is turning out pretty well. I didn't really have an idea when I went into this look, so I think it turned out well for not really, I guess, being prepared. Now after this, I'm going to finish up with some setting spray. We'll start with the Becca Skin Love. And then after that, after I fan that, then I go into my Morphe setting spray. It is the luminous setting spray. I always like to kind of have like a dewy finish on my skin. Alright, you guys, now I'm gonna stop talking and then we will get into the finished look. Alright, you guys, so this is the finished look. I really like it a lot. I love the yellow pigment and how it like showed up on my eyes. As you know, as a brown skin girl, it is very difficult sometimes to get bright pigments to kind of show up on your skin if it's not a good formula. So shout out to Makeup Forever, because it is definitely a beautiful pigmented yellow. But yeah, you guys, so. And then I'll put on my glasses because, you know, I'm blind, so I can't see without them. Put a little bit of fringe up there and all right, I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming back to watch, and be on the lookout for more videos. All right, thanks you guys. Bye.